And yes, I also feel that in India, particularly in the academic institutions, we may have to promote the idea of this student stewardship or data stewardship to see how the data can be managed, can be validated, and see how it can actually build in the evidence synthesis. Thank you. I will keep a last word to our host institution. So before
Trichogramma challenges and Trichogramma japonicum, we are encouraging our farmers through 70 of pesticide training and 628 number of pesticide training with the respected Joint Secretary Government of India. We have already conducted award farmer regarding this to avoid this spurious use of pesticides, particularly like glyphosate and paraquat. Where farmer has the ignorance, and Odisha government is focusing priority on quality analysis, and quality analysis in seeds, particularly in rice. We are jointly working with the RKI project, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana, with the CRRI. Sir is here, Dr. S.D. Mahapatra sir, Crop Protection Division Head Scientist, and with OIVT also. We are developing the PPH resistance variety, and locally we have already developed the variety and already circulated throughout the Odisha, and more than 8 to 9 tons of PPH resistant variety throughout the state of Odisha by CRRI we have already given to our farmers. And now Odisha government is specifically focusing on integrating pesticide management approach, IPM, integrated pesticide management approach. There is a mega event that has been going on in e-pest surveillance. Odisha is the 2009, and in 2011 we have already developed this system. And just one data I want to present here. From 2021 to onwards, in 2021's 16.1 lakh hectare has been affected in Odisha. And at that time, farmer have not award, and the treated area is 3.3 lakhs only. But after development of e-pest surveillance app and the continuation of rubbing survey by our field extension functionaries and village agriculture worker, agriculture officer, and throughout the Atma, we are developing a promotion of need-based plant protection scheme, in which we are providing the farmers, small and marginal farmers, who have 1 hectare or 2 hectare land. We are providing an incentive of 50% subsidy, 1,000 per hectare, and a maximum to 2,000 per hectare. And in Odisha, only the one state, we have developed the plant prescription by the plant doctor, and we are developing the plant doctor portal now. So with the integration of the NPSS e-pest surveillance, now recently before 2 to 3 weeks ago, we have already developed with the help of NCIPM and CIPMC scientist Dr. Niranjan Singh from Government of India, we have already developed a workshop with our all field extension functionaries and scientists and OIVT research fellows. The post-harvest closest to the farmers in an integrated system, and that will be collaboratively AI integration. Through the API integration, that will integrate the NPSS system, e-pest surveillance system, and our Go-Sugam portal and Adopt portal, in which the real-time basis we can get the pest situation below or above ETL level, so that in the real time we are developing the portal. Our officer and extensional functionaries, and there has been developed by the so many
India or in South Asian countries. Great to know about it. Excellent. Plant killing program. So I go now to Dr. Gora Kushapati. From the collaborative mechanism point of view, how do you think these mechanisms like state level task forces or the shared databases or the joint pilots can ensure that the GBCL evidence continuously informs policy and the practice? Any highlights on?
Good morning to all. Thank you, sir. Sir, regarding our state government initiatives, we are trying to send the SMS to the farmers regarding any crop losses or regarding any data that we want to share with them. Another thing, we have a dedicated helpline number, sir. that is 15533, which is one of the headline in which the farmers can ask their queries regarding everything, regarding crop losses, regarding insurance based, regarding any package of practices of cereal crops or food crops, anything. In example, regarding this time there is having 50% of PPH in the paddy field. So we have prepared advisory and we have circulated through various social media platforms like Twitter, like Facebook, in YouTube. Furthermore, we have also sent a SMS to the all
loss in the storage. And when you talk about the modeling, all the 3-4 aspects, post-harvest, during field, transport, and also the storage should be taken into account so that we can assess the proper losses. Another thing, you understand all the panelists and the smallholders, we have a lot of data now. In the Odisha itself, different type of apps in the state government, we have a huge depository and on the NGOs, other field. So there is a lack of the proper online platform, data sharing platform, but Madam also expressed the things. So we should have a proper open access data sharing platform. And it is very easy to say the open access data sharing platform. There are 3 issues we have to cover. Number 1 is the quality of data. Most of the time, the method of the data collection is different. Somewhat as a institutes for the even the small and marginal farmer, first roadmap, we should have a data quality platform SOPs, how to collect the data and how to put in the proper form, structure form. Second roadmap, what I told, we should have an online platform. And this platform means of the data. And another thing is the credit sharing. Most of the time we are telling whether share the data, but we are not sharing the data. We are not ready to share the data. Number 1, there is no structured data. But now another very important point is that we have responsibility. When suppose some organization is putting some data in the open access, sharing credit, and number 3 responsibility, then only open platform will work. The second roadmap. And number 3, you see because of the CABI and GCBL, Rahul and we are also discussing, we have a lack of data is in the loss as a whole. But what is the vulnerable community, disaggregated data we are telling, that is lacking. That we are not collecting. Even the KB case, in that case we should take help of our NGOs and people organizations. We are taking data how the gender, vulnerability gender, there suffers than the others. This data is not available. We are just explaining the data in a broader aspect. This is a loss 30%, 20%. But how much is development? Starting from the, it should be integrated in the curriculum. And when you put in the curriculum, because with a trainer or a teacher, we are not also expert on that. So there should be continuous training to us also, with the teachers, professors, so that they can properly train. So it is put the curriculum, so next generation should be ready. Professor and teachers should be trained. Number 3, there should be infrastructure. When I'm talking about the digital platform, e-platform, there should have be server-based, cloud-based infrastructure in the at least nodal agency to host the data and proper sharing.
The law take maybe 2 or 3 questions because I already got a signal from boss, Dr. Rahul, that we have to stop. So,
techniques of data collection, and it is not that taking data from one station we can upscale that and do that for other regions. So the major issue will be to go for a proper statistical procedure, maybe snowball sampling, other technique to collect the data. Then we can go for the data interpretation. We can have the in the plotting the scatter diagram, we are having the randomness, trend and periodicity of the data. Based on that, we can also have the outlier removal. So these are all the scientific analysis we can do for the data. And then the statistical techniques we are using to acquire the data, maybe the sporadic data, the graph samples, in situ samples, the ground truthing samples, all these things should be in a proper holistic manner. And then you have to understand about the similarity of different regions, maybe on the climate wise, on the cultivar wise, on the water availability wise. Then only you can go for the segregation analysis, metadata analysis, and then you can do all these things. So if you talk on the data, that will be a long time, but this
is trying to understand what is causing crop loss so that decision makers can address it is a really key thing there. I think in terms of what implementation, what initiative in each state, in each local area, those responses need to be very local, and this program can be a global contribution. So for me, that's a really big one. There's sort of the data that underpins the transition that needs to happen in our food systems for decision makers with an appropriate mandate to then take and act on in their local area. I think some of the other things that CRRI does outside of this, in particular around biologicals, so biopesticides, natural enemies, and working with less toxic or less hazardous crop protection products and methods, and the integrated pest management techniques, I think, are another area that CRRI contributes, and I do think that there is important work to be done and happening, and that I'm proud that CRRI is a part of as well, on sort of climate smart pest management. So I think we will also have lots to talk about after the panel too.
The crop loss all through the, I'm not segregating through what extent from pest, what extent from weeds, and total. In total, we can have some information through a district level by taking the help of those data which are accessible. These are government data, and that must be, you can take it as authentic data. So in the
every round of estimates that they publish, it gets more specific and it gets more detailed and it gets more rigorous. And they keep telling us, don't try to do what we're doing now. Your first round, try to do what we did in 1993. And one of the things that they found in that experience was they don't leave any gaps. They publish the best they have, even if it's not perfect, and then they get feedback, and the
CRRI, which is an intergovernmental organization focusing on agriculture and the environment. We're owned by member countries, including India. So I'm really pleased to be here today and working in partnership with CRRI as well. A big part of what we do is translate research into impact. So it's really good to be working with important research organizations, and we're here with the Global Burden of Crop Loss program to try to understand better the problem of crop loss, what's causing it, what can be done about it, and get decision makers the evidence that they need to help take effective action and support food security. So yeah, very glad to be here today. Thank you very much.
Thanks.